Ethan Vale had never believed in destiny, especially not the kind written in the stars. He was a maintenance technician aboard the Aegis Horizon, a mid-range freighter traveling between outposts on the rim of explored space. His job was simple: fix things, keep the ship from falling apart, and occasionally keep the crew entertained with his dry humor. That was until the day the ship picked up a distress signal near an uncharted nebula. The signal was faint, old, distorted, and wrapped in static. Captain Rourke was reluctant to divert course, but curiosity had a way of conquering better judgment. Might be a derelict. Could be valuable salvage, the captain had said, and Ethan, half-joking, replied, "Yeah, or maybe it's a space princess waiting for a hero." The joke didn't age well. When they arrived, what they found was no derelict human craft. It was something far older, alien, and magnificent. A massive obsidian structure floated silently, its shape almost fluid, bending light unnaturally. It wasn't built, it was grown. Ethan and a small team were sent to investigate. The closer they got, the more their instruments failed. The hull of the alien construct pulsed like a living heart. Inside, everything shimmered with bioluminescent light. The walls seemed to breathe. "This place feels alive," Ethan whispered. Lieutenant Merrick scoffed. "You're just jumpy." Then the walls moved. The team was separated when a membrane-like barrier closed behind them. Ethan stumbled into what looked like a throne room made of bone and crystal. At the center was a figure, tall, impossibly regal, with armor that seemed part of her body. Her skin shimmered faintly blue, her eyes bright as dying stars. She spoke, not with words, but directly into his mind. "Human, you trespass upon the heart of my hive." Ethan froze. Sorry about that. We got your distress call." Her expression shifted, amused. "A distress call? I remember no such thing." He swallowed hard. Then, "What do you want from me? You came willingly. You're curious. You are bold. I have watched your kind from afar. Weak yet resilient. But you—" She stepped closer, towering over him. "You carry no weapon. You carry humor." He laughed nervously. "Yeah, I guess I joke when I'm terrified." "Fear and jest, two sides of courage," she said, studying him like an artifact. "Tell me, human, do you jest with your leaders? With your warriors?" "Sometimes. I joked once that I like strong women." That's when she smiled, sharp, knowing, dangerous. She leaned closer, eyes glowing. "Then you'll love me." Hours, or maybe days, passed in her domain. Time felt different there. She introduced herself as Queen Zellura, ruler of the Thalran hive. They were once conquerors, she told him, stretching their empire across galaxies. But a plague had nearly wiped them out, leaving her as the last of her kind. Ethan listened, torn between awe and terror. The queen was unlike anything he'd ever imagined, both creature and concept, beautiful and terrifying. "I slumbered in this husk," she explained, "dreaming of a voice that would awaken me. Then came your ship. Your curiosity stirred my mind." "So, you were waiting for someone like me?" he asked, skeptical. "Not waiting," she corrected, "testing. Only those who enter willingly, without weapons, may stand before me. You are the first to survive." "Survive? Wait, what happened to—" She waved a hand. "The others. They were unworthy." His stomach turned. "You killed them." Her expression didn't change. "They resisted. You adapt." It wasn't much comfort. But as the hours passed, Ethan found himself talking to her. About humanity, about humor, about small things like rain and music. She was fascinated, asking endless questions. In return, she taught him about the hive mind, about thought communication, about how her kind could merge consciousness. "It is how we love," she said softly. "Two minds becoming one." Ethan's throat went dry. "That sounds intense." "It is eternity." Meanwhile, aboard the Aegis Horizon, the crew panicked. The away team had vanished from scanners. Captain Rourke ordered a retreat, fearing whatever lived in the alien structure. But Ethan didn't return. Inside the hive, he wrestled with an impossible decision. Zellura offered him a choice: return to his ship and forget everything, or stay and merge with her, becoming something more than human. He didn't know if it was temptation or manipulation, but the thought of understanding the universe the way she did, of seeing through the eyes of a being millions of years old, was intoxicating. "You'd make me one of you?" he asked. "You would be yourself and more," she said. "You would see as I see. You would never be alone again." He laughed, half crazed. "I told you, I only joked about liking strong women." Her smile deepened. "And yet you stayed." That night, if it could be called night, he dreamed of stars collapsing, of civilizations rising and falling like waves. He saw her memories, her loneliness stretching across millennia. When he awoke, she was standing beside him, hand extended. "Choose, Ethan Vale. The universe waits for no mortal heart." He hesitated. "If I say yes, what happens to me?" "You transcend." "And if I say no?" "You return to your ship. You live your small life. You die, and your kind forgets you." He thought of the Aegis Horizon, of his small cabin, of his tools and jokes and quiet existence. Then he looked at her, the living embodiment of power, mystery, and endless stars. "I've always wanted to understand what's out there," he said quietly. "Then step forward." He did. The ship's scanners lit up a few hours later. The alien structure collapsed in on itself, vanishing into the nebula. The crew assumed Ethan was lost. Captain Rourke logged the mission as a failure and left the coordinates sealed. But somewhere in the darkness between galaxies, a new signal began to transmit. It was faint but clear. A human voice, distorted through alien frequency, laughing softly. "This is Ethan Vale." Or something like him. To anyone listening, I think I figured out what love really means. It's terrifying. It's infinite. And it's beautiful. Then the signal ended. Far beyond, in a vast chamber of light, Queen Zellura stood beside a being made of starlight and shadow. "You see now, Ethan Vale," she whispered into his mind. "You loved a strong woman and became her equal." He smiled, eyes burning with the fire of galaxies. "Guess the joke's on me," he said. "I really do love strong women." And together they turned toward the stars.